Get this 11 to 1 weekdays on the Triple M network.
Richard, did you have something you wanted to say?
What's more interesting than Paris Hilton?
That's our topic today, Talkback Mountain.
Than Paris Hilton getting out of jail.
Yep.
The Rich List last night. I love the Rich List.
I love the Rich List.
Great passive appeal.
It's wonderful. Rich. Good term, brother.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
But last night, a very interesting topic and a response as well.
Celebrity guest performers on Kath and Kim.
Maybe Tony Martin.
Tony Martin.
Who was on it?
Definitely.
Yeah, just Tony Martin.
Tony Martin. Well,
You reckon he was on there?
Yeah,
Let's hope so.
I'm pretty sure.
Tony Martin on Kath and Kim, eh? Sharon's on again, off again boyfriend. Tony Martin is on the list. Nicely done, challengers. You've got yourself a list.
Have I won something now? Can I get something for that?
Matt Dower from production
Tony,
found that.
you're famous.
You're on the list.
You're on a list, brother. You're like Burkina Faso and the nations of OPEC.
One of the most famous fake beards on television.
Jeez,
go.
Tony Martin on the Rich List. There's publicity for you.
I've never seen that show. I was just convinced it was a program about you. Just you setting, what's hot, what's not, according to Richard Marsland.
Let's talk callers.
Let's meet the listeners who have got interesting things, certainly more interesting than Paris Hilton coming out of prison.
Hey, Glenn, how are you?
I'm not too bad yourself, Ed.
Good, man. I'm great. What's more interesting, bro?
Oh, well, it's raining in Brisbane.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Although you could really just say I'm watching paint dry and that'd be more interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, fair enough.
Shit.
And what's going on with you?
Oh, I'm outside in the rain, so it's pretty crappy.
Outside in the rain.
Is Peter Beattie out there?
I need the theme music, but he's coming up the street.
We haven't got any.
Boom, boom.
That's he borrowed the Kim Beazley theme, has
Yes.
he? How did you describe him on the show one day? All hat and teeth.
Yeah, he's all teeth and hat, Peter Beattie. That's his go.
Well, that's pretty interesting. Can we go more interesting?
Thanks, Glenn. Hey, Peter, how are you?
I had a vasectomy.
Wow. Just for fun, or?
Yeah, just for fun, just so I could say, "All me plums."
And did you throw in an Ormy plumps?
Yes, I did. The doctor was a bit of a comedian, actually. He was all plums, nuts, and knackers and balls and all that sort of stuff as well.
Was he?
That's the name of my theatre restaurant, Peter. You should come. Hey,
Hey, did you do the walk when you went out through the waiting room to frighten the next patients?
No, I didn't do the walk. I'm doing the walk now, though. It's a couple of days later, and it's a bit hard to sit. So,
Oh, well, take it easy, bro.
and they look like plums too.
Yeah. Send us a photo.
A chicken fillet and plums.
That's lovely. That is a lovely image for everyone at home.
Just perfect for the lunch hour.
Forget this lunch special.
All right, who's next?
Thanks, Peter. Hi, Jane. How are you?
Hi guys, I'm well. How are you?
Oh, good, thanks. What's more interesting than Paris?
Deciding where to put our dog's ashes.
Oh, sad.
That is more exciting.
And what are the leading contenders at this point?
Well, somewhere in the backyard, but she was a pretty big dog, so we didn't have room to sort of bury her, so she's been cremated. But I think somewhere under a nice tree.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
Yeah, somewhere where the next dog can dig her up. That's always good.
Exactly. But it's not too sad. It's all okay.
It's
Yeah.
all okay? Did you have the dog bumped off, did you, Jane? Is it?
Maybe.
No.
Oh, maybe. Dear, oh dear.
Hired an assassin.
Not at all. She was a lovely dog. Big Labrador.
Oh, big Labrador.
Yeah, she was gorgeous.
And somehow, despite being cremated, still eating. Still eating. There is no off switch.
Thank you, Jane.
That is the thing.
guys.
You do have to watch out for that because we had a dead cat in the backyard. The dog kept digging it up.
And eating it?
Not eating it, not going that far. Just go, look what I found.
Let's play this game again. You keep bearing it. I'll keep bringing it up.
All right, that's sad, but certainly interesting. Who's going next?
Hello, Gavin. How are you?
It's actually my birthday today.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's certainly interesting.
How old are we turning?
24.
And what's on the menu for today?
I actually had a job interview, funnily enough.
For what kind of gig?
Just like your bottle shop kind of sorts.
Like a bottle shop or actually a bottle shop?
No, a bottle shop.
It wasn't just a guy
No.
with a trolley on the corner who needed an assistant.
And did you show up to the interview pissed because it's your birthday?
I did. And he thought my knowledge of products was brilliant. So,
And he loved the mooning I gave him at the end.
Yeah.
And I got the gig. Hey, well, best of luck, Gavin. We should probably send you something, but all I've got is a picture of Harrelson and McConaughey with a joint. Would you like
I'll
that?
take it.
All right,
I'll
deal.
take it.
All right. We'll sign that and send it over.
Here at Triple M around the nation, the show is, of course, get this.
One bizarre brew.
Sorry, I just love hearing that.
How come?
I can't explain it. I just do. Hey, we haven't talked movies. What are you holding there, Ed?
An email.
Is it a good one?
It's a beauty. It's from Shay Brasher and Dave Hooton, fake names.
No way.
Richard,
Yep.
let's have an intro to our new Yobbos Up the Gut segment.
Cut price male strippers for your garage and the bloke that runs the new car wash out of his basement present an update on the Australian film Yobbos Up the Guts.
Oh, it's been too long since we heard what was happening with Yobbos Up the Guts. Now, do we need to explain what it is?
Please do, Tone, just quickly.
This was a movie that was being shot last year. A lot of talk on the program. The cast included Warwick Capper,
Bill Hunter.
Bill Hunter, and was there another sort
It
of...
was Mark Jacko Jackson.
Mark Jacko Jackson.
I think maybe all those colonial, the wild colonial psychos, that tour. So it was like
Yes.
Roger Rogerson and
Yeah.
Chopper Reed and
comedy stylings of the cast of Blue Murder. That's right. Well, this was a comedy tour that was going on. Simultaneous to that, they were shooting a movie. Now, there was a lot of press over a brouhaha on the set outside the Woomera
detention
Detention
centre.
Centre where
A Russian film director who...
had punched Warwick Capper in the face
Yes.
over creative differences.
And even the refugees who didn't know who Warwick Capper was cheered, clapped. Just something inside them told them that was a good thing.
so the Russians buggered off.
He's off.
Hunter's then announced, I'm taking over direction of this film.
Grab the helm.
Wonderful actor, Bill Hunter. Not sure that he has any directing credits.
Well, we're about to find out, Tony.
And then the word was it was going to be coming out on DVD
Yep.
November of last year. Silence ever since.
Yeah, and there was also some whispers that it was like a grindhouse sort of Yobbos Up the Guts meat pie double feature.
Yeah, meat pie.
really?
Well, we haven't got time to explain meat pie, but Ed Cavalier is the main
I've got
character.
the shakes.
So what's the news, Ed?
Listen to this. Warwick Capper, the man himself, was on a fine program, one of Triple M Sports programs over the weekend.
Yes.
And he was saying that it's coming out on DVD by the end of July 07.
Wow. Is it the Hunter cut?
It is the Hunter cut. It's the official film.
Yeah.
And Shay says, let's hope it gets the same recognition as that other piece of cinematic mastery, Short Bus. Now, I can't confirm or deny that Mark Jacko Jackson will be performing some of the more intricate yoga maneuvers of the cast of Short Bus.
You know what I hear all the time from our listeners?
I've been disturbed.
By seeing Short Bus, sure. This is what I hear. It's always out.
It is always out.
Is that our doing, do you think? Or
Yeah,
is that a bit full of us to think that
No,
we might have...
we've pushed it. Big time.
Wow.
So there you go. July 07. That's next month. Yobbos Up the Guts is coming out.
Now, I don't think it's fair of us to just sit around making fun of other people's movies. So let's just go through our own hideous credits.
Okay.
Mr. Cavalier, Meat Pie.
Mm-hmm.
What's the latest? When's this film coming out?
I'm not sure, Tone, because I think apparently the Troma Studios is interested in releasing it on DVD.
Really?
Yes.
The Toxic Avenger gang?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
That tells you about the level we're working on. And I know that the 28 minutes of new footage of the director making love to a goat is really getting it over the line. I think the Weinsteins are interested.
Mr. Marsland, that film you were in years ago where you played...
It's a kid's film.
The Class Wag.
Class Wag. Hey, Smalley, you're going to be a male nurse was the line.
What was the name of that film?
Second Childhood, part of the More Winners series on ABC TV.
Any sign of a digital remastering?
No, and no theatre release, which I was annoyed about. Although I did make it onto the cover of the book by Morris Gleitzman. So
Really?
fantastic.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, now you're a novelist.
In the background, out of focus.
Okay.
That'll do. You're a book runner.
That could be anyone. And you?
Well, I worked on a film a few years ago, possibly foolishly titled Bad Eggs.
Hey.
Went quiet for a while, taken off in Germany. That's right, I'm Australia's David Hasselhoff. They showed it on the TV in Germany last week, I think. Oh, no, a couple of weeks ago, June 11.
Any reports?
And it's getting quite good reviews. It got a 4-star review.
Really?
Although this is Germany, so I think it's out of 19. They have a different system over there. But they've retitled it.
What is it?
It's been retitled Mit Vollem Einsatz.
What does that mean?
Mit Vollem Einsatz. That's with an exclamation.
Oh,
at the
yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah. That means it's comedy.
And I've gone, what does that mean? So I've typed it into like an internet translation engine, and it's come back as with full use. Now, I'm sure that's not what it means. I'm sure it must be something to do with zero tolerance or
right.
unlimited
Yeah,
police powers.
Yeah.
Mit Vollem Einsatz.
Oh, sounds like a breathtaking comedy.
Aren't you the director of Mit Vollem Einsatz? Get a photo, it's him. The guy who did Mit Vollem Einsatz. I'm so happy. So if you're German,
Yeah.
although you're probably
And you're not offended by that accent
That
that
bit
Tony
there.
just did.
call us up and tell us what Mit Vollem Einsatz
Great.
means with an exclamation mark.
Great.
Because I'm sure it's not with full use.
No.
The lives of eggs.
Mit Vollem Einsatz
Ooh.
translates apparently as all out,
Okay.
according to Nadia.
Okay.
Is that something you want in the cinema? All out? All right, fine.
Well, no, it's
got
good.
here.
It's good for the DVD borrowing because then all out is all out.
That's good.
You have to reserve it. You have to book it.
Then people will think it's gone. It's not gone.
Well,
It's like those people who wanted to call their movie closed for renovations.
oh, yeah.
So that when the plastic letters were up on the cinema, I don't know, is all out a good name?
It's all right, Tone.
Mit Vollem Einsatz? Really? It seems like more words than all out.
Yeah.
Mit, isn't that with?
Yeah.
Well, that's not all out, is it?
What do you think Vollem means, Tone?
I don't know.
An Einsatz?
Not sure.
There you go.
Just turning into 40 towers now.
So your knowledge of German with just one word
Look,
tells you that doesn't work as a translation to your film. Fair enough, Tone. You're the expert.
I know Donner und Blitzen.
Yeah.
I know Schnell, Schnell.
Yeah.
And I know Gott und Himmel, these Englanders fight like madmen. I learned all of my German from Commando Comics.
Well, it looks like there's something rotten in the state of the Netherlands.
Thank you very much to our Dutch reporter there. He's keeping us up to date on all things rotten.
Yeah, that's not German at all. We're making it worse.
Yeah.
Mit Vollem Einsatz. Ashley says the literal translation is with 100% effort.
Well, that's more like it.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like one of those sort of B-grade action films, like Maximum Effect
Yeah, it's
and
definitely got a maximum. feel about it.
Executive Punching.
Executive punching.
But that means that Nadia called up, maybe she thought she'd have a bit of a gag by saying all out.
Yeah.
If you're going to ring up and say it's a translation, have the common decency of our Portuguese friends. Remember when we tried to translate something that Arnie said in Rio
Yeah, that's
last year, and it was just 30 people ringing up saying, it means bum face. say bum face on air.
Mit Vollem Bumfest.
Yeah, great.
Unnecessary garnishing.
Yeah, Tone.
What's that about?
Well, it's about a few things.
Yeah.
Firstly, when you go to I went to a restaurant the other day. I was trying to swank it up a bit. I was trying to impress somebody.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
took them to like a place that had cheese. Like they're rich. Like they cut it in front of you and they give you like a plate of
okay.
cheese. But it's like a wooden plate and stuff, you know, like it's pretty classy.
Right.
But I had no idea what anything on the menu said because most of it was in Italian. But every time I asked what, something meant, it's just asparagus. They've got like 40 words for asparagus.
Have they just?
And they just chuck them in there to make me look stupid.
So did that do the trick?
Yeah. No, there was plates with cheese, Tone. Wooden plates full of cheese.
So wooden plates with cheese leads to action?
Oh, yeah. It's a dead set leg opener, as they'd say on a more
Okay.
crass program.
They would
than
on
this.
a much crasser program than this one.
Nikki was going, she had a mouthful of soup up to her mouth and she put it down.
And now she's leaving.
And that's the end of that, she says. So that's what I'm talking about,
She's
Tone.
leaving mit Vollem Einsatz. What
And
is
when they go, and when you go to a restaurant, and I say, can I have some water, please? And they go, sparkling San Pellegrino.
Yeah, that's...
No, get a bucket, go to the tap, and bring that out, please. That's what I mean.
Okay, so it doesn't just have to be
Unnecessary.
food, just unnecessary stuff. Like when you order, say, one CD
Yeah.
from Amazon and you get a box that basically contains an inflatable couch
Yeah,
with a CD secreted in the centre of it.
somewhere.
Unnecessary garnishing. Here's another example. The cover of John Law's 1973 album, The Mind and the Music.
Yeah.
Covered in unnecessary garnishing in the form of quotes from journalists.
Okay.
Here's one, because I'm trying to read out one per day.
I know you are, Tone.
In celebration of Laws's retirement. Listen to this. This is Ben Mitchell in Pix magazine. Some people look at Laws like a man who collects first prize in a huge lottery every Friday.
That's what I do.
If they knew the price he'd paid for his ticket, they'd look again.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm going to miss him.
Big time.
One down.
Wow.
That's right. Are you putting your name on the list, Richard?
For the
The
job.
Lawsy Show.
Absolutely. Wouldn't that be great fun?
How happy is it? Someone here pointed out to me today, the business section is just full of the bloke who runs whatever station he's on. Obviously sad because Lawsy's leaving, but unable to resist the world's biggest smile because he's just saved about $7 million
Don't
a week.
have to pay any more of the gold microphone socks.
Oh, it's terrible. He's going. Fantastic.
I love the shot on that album, The Working Class Hero. in the middle of Urban Decay, the Bentley just out of frame.
That's
There it
right.
is.
I'm imagining.
Just an alluring wheel.
We will put that album cover up on the website as soon as they finished it. What is going on at the I mean, I don't want to suggest it's unnecessary garnishing, but bells, we've got them. Whistles, yes, it's all there.
Yeah, triplem.com.au.
Unnecessary garnishing, Mr. Marsland.
When you take your car to get a service,
Yeah.
they clean the key that you give to you.
Oh, I like that.
You give to
Do
them. They clean it. They give that a bit of a, a spit and
Someone's on
polish.
Clee detail.
And also, I'm not sure if they're actually just giving me a message here, but they leave a lovely bag in the car for rubbish. Put rubbish in. Now, that's unnecessary because I
Well-
know that there's bins outside. I can find a bin if I really need one.
Yeah.
I choose to keep my car in a relaxed state.
Yeah, Richard, I found 6 or 7 orphans huddled together for warmth underneath the discarded iced coffee
Oh, yeah.
cartons in your car.
We made a midnight run to the airport, Ed and I. That was something else.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. That's what we're talking about. What are they chucking in there you just don't need?
Thanks for plugging Midnight Run. Very
Yeah,
nice.
there you go.
We love Midnight Run.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
unnecessary garnishing there.
Hi, Silo. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
Excellent, mate. What's unnecessary garnishing?
Underpants.
Are you going commando as we speak, sir?
Of course.
And whereabouts in the country are you?
I'm in Melbourne.
And what's the weather like in Melbourne today?
Pretty crap.
Pretty crap. And you're still
down.
pissing down, and you're still going with it?
Yeah.
And can I ask what level students are you teaching? No, sorry. What is your job, sir? What do you do?
I deliver ducks. I'm driving the duckmobile as we speak.
The free-balling duck man.
Whoa.
Why are you delivering ducks?
Well, because people want ducks.
There you go.
Restaurant's got to have ducks.
There it is.
Can't deny that. People do want ducks. Corrupted ducks around a man with no underpants.
Okay. Well, if you want your ducks with a little extra on the side,
Yeah.
this is the man to call. Give him a round of applause. It's Chris Taylor
Yes, thank you. Great to be here.
from The Chaser. Now, I got a phone call on Friday from Today Tonight wanting me to come
Was
in.
it Anna herself?
No, it was a minion.
Oh, one of the minions.
It was a drone. And they said, look, we want you to come in and be interviewed. And I've gone, well, what's that about? They're going, we're not going to tell you. Now, who's going to say yes to that? My first thought was, oh, which member of my family have they managed to track down? My next thought was it's something to do with the nation. And I hadn't thought that, of course, it would have been about The Chaser.
It seems like every second night they're doing something on the
It's a
Chaser.
running story. Were you on Current Affair as well? I think on the same night you could switch back between the
You
two.
could, and not lose the narrative flow.
Was it the
They were
same-
in sync with each other. I think the words irresponsible were bandied about.
And have you got that sound there? Because this is the sound they constantly use.
Fake.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's a comedy show. Who cares if it's fake? Isn't
Yeah.
that the idea? Well, I mean, not that it is, but if it is, like I'm saying on this show, we might say we're going to be speaking to Peter Costello. In fact, it's just me running out there and doing a silly voice.
What?
It's not the 7:30 report.
No, not yet.
It doesn't
not
really
yet, Tone.
matter. It just seems ironic to me that you've got people who are pretending to chain pensioners to beds.
Yeah.
And they're pointing the fake stamp at somebody else.
You know you're in trouble when you're getting accused of fakery by the program that pretended to be in Mallorca when they're actually in Barcelona chasing Christopher Skase.
That's right.
I mean,
See, if you went back-
and they're a news show.
That's right.
Like,
It's
yeah.
an actual news show.
I mean, they were right. I mean, about 5% of the show is set up, but it's a comedy show, and we don't really,
But to
we don't
me-
feel that guilty about it. On the Chaser, our first position is to do everything for real, but there's some sort of wowzers at the ABC a little bit higher up than us.
Yeah.
Who always say, "Oh no, you can't walk into shops with a stocking on your head, or you can't drink beer in a church." That might offend the Lord. That might offend Anna Corrin. So you know, occasionally, and because it's scheduled, it's already in the rundown, and if we don't do it, we've got a hole in our show. So we mock it up just to make the half hour. But yeah, it's weird how they were making out like this was a huge issue, as if we were the Helen Demidenko of comedy.
But to me, it's like you can sort of, if something has been slightly fake, you can usually spot it.
Well, that's what I would. There was a case of no shit Sherlock. I mean, the one they kept running was Anthony Mundine, who just happened to be hanging out at
That's
Lekemba
right.
Mine. Like, of course, he hangs out there in boxing gloves.
Waiting for his cue. Day after day, hour after. Is he coming out? Is someone from The Chaser coming?
Precision comic timing, wasn't it? But yeah, I would have thought most of it was pretty obvious. But no, they had their scoop.
But you can always, I mean, when there's a real reaction from someone, you can just tell. You can go, that's real.
Yeah.
But, okay. All right. Is there any more to this story? Are they going to keep on with it, do you think?
Well, the funny postscript, can I give you a scoop?
Yeah, please.
Because, they're all aggressive, when the cameras are rolling. But Anna Corrin turned up unannounced to our rap party last Saturday.
What did she
just waltzed in.
Wow.
When we were sort of wondering, is there a shonky builder on the premises?
Yeah,
is she
she
looking
had,
for a well-fed sheet in the bathroom? Or is she...
Did she have a camera hidden on her person?
No, but she had a large fake stamp, just literally like an old one that like the banks have.
Did you have a conversation with her? How did that go?
Oh, it was a little bit. Well, I felt
Frosty?
Yeah, frosty.
Well, we're saying today.
She segued even in conversation.
What's her best segue? What's her best one that you've heard?
What was it? She went from a story on, it was sort of, how they do banks ripping off pensioners.
Yeah.
That to what the stars are wearing at the Logies. And it took her about 4 steps to get from banks to Logies dresses. And it was, unfortunately, I can't remember the wording, but it took up half the show just to go from one story to the next.
We're thinking, let's have some fun with this fake stamp. Is there anything you'd like to brand as fake, Chris Taylor? Anything just off the top of your
Other
head?
than Anna Corrin's credibility?
All right, give it away.
There it is.
There it is. Right there.
Yes, son.
Mr. Cavalier, you've got an example.
Yeah, the letters in TV Week.
Oh, you saying fake?
Oh, look out. That's heresy, Cavalier.
Have a look at this. From Taylor, actually, this one comes from, suspiciously, Chris. It says here, I love All Saints. Well, there's your first problem. Especially the older episodes with stars such as Libby Tanner, the Halcyon Days, and Bentari in them. When will season 5 come out on DVD? Now, first things we've got to worry about.
Hang on a second. Too much.
Are there 4 series already out on DVD?
There sure is. And Good Guys, Bad Guys.
Really?
Yeah. And
selling as well as Entourage?
It's just everything is coming. Like I say, the most idiotic sentence I've ever heard on television. Have you started your Allo collection today?
No. What's happening? And listen to the
Ed,
answer.
when are you going to start it, mate?
Well,
everyone's talking.
I've been trying, Todd. I've been getting through Good Guys, Bad Guys. Listen to this. The box set is due to hit stores on July 7th.
This is a letter.
Yes, and this is the answer. But here's the, unfortunately, Chris, it won't include any special features.
Oh, give it the fake stamp. Fake! That's right.
Who's writing these letters?
It's going to have to compete for shelf space in the ABC shops with Only Fools and Horses now available on DVD.
How are you guys going with your DVDs? I think you did something nobody had ever done before on DVD, which is to put out the DVD of a series before it's actually finished going to air.
Yeah.
Had that been done before?
We hadn't finished filming the show, and I think the DVD was in shops and selling quite well.
Wow.
You could watch the episode before it had even gone out,
You can skip
which is
forward.
odd for a topical show.
Fantastic. And do you go in for, because I'm working on the Barjas Olden Days.
How late's that? That's when did you make that?
14 years ago. Yeah. And the ABC, no interest in putting it out for the last 10 years. Yeah. Then I get on air on this show and I mention that it's on YouTube for free. Get off air. The phone's ringing. We want to get it out for Father's Day.
The trick is you need a Kath and Kim tie-in. If you can sell to ABC Enterprises, which is the department in charge, that there's that Gina Riley does a walk on. They'll put a big stamp on the cover and they'll put a poster display in the windows. You'll be laughing.
Yeah. And the oven mitts. We need some Barjas oven
time.
mitts. I sell a lot of oven mitts.
That'd be a big oven mitt.
Mr. Marsland, do you have an example of something that you'd like to give the fake stamp to?
A service station which has just opened in the city of Melbourne, which is environmentally friendly.
Fake!
Now, I'm not suggesting it's not. I'm not suggesting that the fuels they sell
Exactly what you're doing, Rich.
aren't necessarily, because they're sort of spliced with ethanol and other sort of biodiesels. and
Ethanol's
what
healthy,
have you.
is it? It's healthy to
Yeah,
John
it's
Howard's
healthy.
brother's pockets.
But that's not a real service station.
No.
Because they sell healthy foods inside there.
Ah.
They sell healthy hot dogs from free-range lips and assholes of pigs and cows. That's how fake it is.
I don't buy an enviro-friendly servo unless Al Gore is personally filling you up at the Bowser.
Fake! Here's an example of that sort of thing. This was in The Australian. You know when they have a story that's so ludicrous and so ironic that surely it can't be true?
Yeah.
What do they call that? It's like The Odd Spot.
The Odd Spot.
Or the Sunday Funnies.
Weird world
The Odd
of
Spot.
Here's
It's been
one.
keeping breakfast radio teams alive for years, The Odd Spot.
and us.
You bringing one to the table, Tony?
This is one. I couldn't believe this when I read this in The Australian. News Limited to spread climate message. Oh, the Murdoch newspapers. Listen to this. Tony Wilkins, head of the company's Environment and Climate Change Department.
Wait.
They have a department now, says, I think the single biggest influence we can have as a company is the influence we have on the public. when asked why their News Limited papers had spent the better part of the last 20 years denying the existence of climate change, Mr. Wilkins suddenly remembered he was double parked and ran from the building. I reckon that's fake. Suddenly pretend to be green down at News.
Going to recycle their page 3 girls in the Sun? It's the same one every week.
And many of them, apparently, fake. There you go. Now, what about, anything? Can it be anything?
Anything.
Is that what we're looking for?
Anything you like, mate.
So you could say, like the marriage of Tom Cruise. Lavender. That's right. We're suggesting it's lavender.
No problem at all.
Call us up with what you reckon is fake or lavender. 1-333.
Lavender, please.
53.
Sam, are you there?
Yep.
Talk us through it.
The need for four-wheel drives throughout suburbia driven by hundreds of soccer mums.
Fake. Now, there's a lot of it about. How mad do you get about it?
Pretty mad. I live in Hampton in Melbourne, and that's pretty much the heart of it. It's just it seems to be the ratio of normal cars to four-wheel drives. It's insane.
I always had this get-rich-quick scheme. You know how you see those squeegee guys at lights?
Yes.
Yeah. I always thought you could do it four-wheel drives and actually offer to put mud on their cars to make it look as if they've gone off-road, just to make them look a bit cred.
That's a really good idea. Because there's so much, if you drive through like a posh suburb about 20 past 3 and go past a school, you'll just see, like, it's walled. It's a wall around the school of black four-wheel drives.
You think Dick Cheney must be at the school. There's sort of like an FBI presence of convoy four-wheel drive.
They've come to take E.T. away. That's what it looks like. All right. No, that's a good example of fakeness. Thank you very much, Sam.
Hi, Craig.
G'day, Ed and Tony and Chris.
G'day,
one that's come to our attention. I've actually seen it happen quite a bit lately, but in the real estate lift-out sections of the local papers, my son and I were going through that the other day, and we spotted the fake blue sky, cloudy blue sky. We saw it repeated probably on 5 or 6 photos over about 4 or 5 suburbs. The same cloud formation, the exact same cloud formation.
Well spotted, Craig.
I know, yeah.
What benefit does that give a property?
Kind of Truman Show feel?
It looks appealing. It jumps off the page. It's nice and colourful, but it's misleading, isn't it?
Certainly is.
It's tricky. I guess if you're selling a property in Newcastle, you've got to Photoshop out that Pasha Bolka, the floods that are pouring down, and the tarpaulin over the roof. You've got to make it look a bit appealing.
Just turn that big tanker into a restaurant and be done with it. All right?
That'd be good.
It'd be perfect. All right?
Craig, do you spend a lot of time looking through real estate ads?
Look, I'm in the graphics industry, so I'm always on the lookout for sort of bad Photoshop work.
Do you ever go to realestate.com.au?
No.
That's where you can look. And it's a great service. It's a convenient way to look for flats and stuff, but so many tricks there. When there's no shot of the outside of the property, that's always a giveaway.
Oh, yes.
When the shot is just the view from the balcony,
Yeah.
we don't want to show you the house, but here's what across the road looks like.
If they're going to go to the trouble of photoshopping the weather, why don't they Photoshop the face of the real estate agent? They always look a bit dodgy.
Photoshop out the Bluetooth and white shoes. And here's one I wrote down, mirrors. Have you noticed that? Like if you've got a small boxy flat that you're trying to make look bigger on the internet, just mirrors hanging on all the walls.
I love that.
You get there and it's the Unabomber's shed. Mirrors have gone. All right, a lot of fakeness in real estate. Thank you, Craig. Who's next?
Hi, Nathan. How are you?
Not too bad, guys.
What's fake, mate?
I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but our favourite crystal from Big Brother's Norgs.
No, I won't hear it. I won't hear it.
Now,
disappointing.
Okay, what we've been reckoning in here, because we do tackle the big stories here at Get This, is that they've gone even faker this week. Do you think there's any truth to that?
Oh, I don't really know, to be honest. They're constantly growing by the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's outrageous, the front of the new Zoo magazine. I'm sorry to drag you down to this level, Chris. But...
Is there an issue of Zoo magazine that hasn't had Chris Gilforskin on the cover?
No.
I haven't seen any of Ralph TV, but I'm guessing she's lurking somewhere.
Wasn't she voted world's best bum?
No. Hey, Tony, please.
Sorry, wrong.
And it
was
wasn't
Boris Yeltsin.
Yeah.
But hang on, didn't Zoo magazine have a poll for world's best bum and then give it to one of their own columnists?
Yeah.
That's what I'm suggesting.
Oh, really?
Was it the Booty Bank? Was it the Booty
No,
Bank?
it's not in the Booty Bank. You know the Booty Bank, Chris?
No.
SMS
Can I
a
make
picture
it
of your ass. They're just building a...
Is there a fee at the Booty Bank?
No. As many withdrawals as you want per month. No fee.
Are you still there, Nathan? Can I ask?
Yeah, still here.
You want to send your ass into Booty Bank?
Oh, well, I'm still waiting for the Ed Cavalier centrefold.
Wow.
Yeah. See, when you put the words "still waiting" and Ed Cavalier together, I mean, I have a list here somewhere.
Oh, really?
It's a long queue.
I have a list here. What have we got?
Okay.
Ed's Power Ballad. Remember that?
Yeah, that was going to happen.
The Crap Night Out. What happened to
Oh,
that?
yeah, that was our night out that we didn't do. Yeah,
What
right.
about the Rain Dance exhibition? Did you ever get round to doing that?
That's right, Tone.
So much to get on with. So
All right.
much that I'm calling fake.
Hey.
What else we got?
Hey, John.
Mine would qualify as both fake and lavender.
Good.
And that'd be Peter Andre's marriage to Jordan.
Lavender. Fake and lavender. What evidence do you have?
Just look at Peter Andre.
Okay.
The funky junkie. You're suggesting that it's just something they've, cooked up to help their careers. Does that go on, does it?
Oh.
What's the verdict on Erica and Jamie? Cooked up?
Well.
Would she stand again? Anything out of that reunion?
No. John's decided not commenting on that.
Oh, right.
He's got his lawyer.
PBL lawyers have muzzled him quick.
What did you say, John?
Don't even know who he's talking about.
Oh, Jamie Packer. Yeah, I know.
Well versed, John.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
His chin can't be real.
No, fair enough.
Chin.
Yeah.
Said that installed.
Had the wing keel put in.
Yeah.
All right, there's a whole bunch of fakeness. They're the only ones we can put to air, Chris.
Absolutely right.
A lot of allegations. What was the story with Gerard Henderson?
Yes, a big think piece in the Fairfax media. The theory went that the chaser runs the ABC. It says the board has lost control and that the chaser is a fiefdom. I use the word fiefdom.
Right.
That's dictating the trespass policy at the ABC.
Okay.
Now, hang on a second. You're talking about Gerard Henderson, the man who runs the shadowy Sydney Institute. Mysterious organisation, refuses to reveal the source of its funding.
Apparently they wear sheets at their meetings.
Flaming crosses for everybody. But then, where did the ABC have its launch? I think it was at the end of last year or maybe at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Theatre restaurant.
Only. It had happened at Dirty Dick's. No, but what they did is they went, we're having a new directions for the ABC launch. Let's have it at the Sydney Institute, run by Gerard Henderson.
Yeah.
So you've got a guy who's running an institute that's basically dictating the policies of the ABC, going, those blokes over there who get half an hour, 26 times a year, out of control.
I'll give you...
It does seem a bit odd.
Because I heard it was the bananas in pyjamas. I heard
Well,
I mean, that does sound like one of those really fat blokes in Texas that had to be craned out of his house accusing an Eritrean child of hogging some crumbs.
You know how there's,
Sorry.
You know how there's letter writers? You know, people who
yeah.
spend their life writing letters to the Green Guide. Or
Yeah.
Gerard Henderson is one of those people. This is probably not for public knowledge.
go
but
on.
Yeah.
He
Only get this, don't worry.
Gerard Henderson writes a letter every day to the head of the ABC, just commenting on the previous night's programs.
Just not up to scratch for Gerard. And he was going for the job of Media Watch host, wasn't he,
was.
at one point?
He was.
And he's now been appointed by our government to help draft a new Australian history curriculum.
Oh, good.
Gerard Henderson. Well, was Piers Ackerman not available? Andrew Bolt not?
Yeah.
Was David Irving not around to maybe help get some pointers in there for the
Keith
kids?
Windshuttle was busy that week. It's good. What sort of things is he going to make our kids learn? The history of the Sydney Institute.
Oh, yes, please.
Full rundown on the board minutes.
Why Alan Jones is the most wonderful man of all time.
Yeah. If he was publishing Ralph magazine, Miranda Devine, not Krista, would be on the cover of every issue.
Sexy.
Janet L. Brexton, fake or real?
Oh.
But okay, so the chaser.
We're running the ABC apparently.
Right, how do you
Never
go?
mind that it took us 4 years to get a show up there. Apparently we're running the place.
So what? It's just basically anyone who doesn't echo the political views of Gerard Henderson is out of control and in a fiefdom.
We gave him the shits. I think it was in our very first episode of the War on Everything this year. We did this thing where the American ambassador was giving a lecture at the Sydney Institute, and we went along and did this David Hicks piece, and he's never forgiven us for it. He thought it was outrageous the ABC gave us permission
Who cares?
to... I know.
Who cares what Gerard Henderson thinks about anything? This is his theory. We have, as long as you have an institute, suddenly your opinions are worth something.
Absolutely.
You know, if the blokes down at the London Tavern in Richmond, if they would just declare themselves to be the London Institute, they would constantly be quoted. The London Institute today had views on history in Australia.
It's the Dirty Dicks Institute picking up this afternoon.
Other big stories. I know we're running out of time. But one thing that we do complain about on this show is retailers who put the word crazy in front of their name.
Absolutely.
Fake.
Fake. That is fake.
I want a psychiatrist to actually diagnose them. Are they crazy?
Well, Crazy John's is coming good, finally, and hats off to Crazy John's. Because, and this is all in the field of alleged, obviously, but it's in the Herald Sun today in Melbourne. A woman says she is disgusted after finding 135 files of hardcore pornography on her new mobile phone, which she bought at Crazy John's.
It's fantastic.
This is part of the rebirthing of phones, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. So they get phones and then what do? They break them down, they erase
Put porn on
everything,
them.
Put porn on them.
Well,
And
see,
then send them back
give them
out.
to the kids.
Crazy John is claiming that it's not a case of that. All the phones that he's selling are new phones.
Oh.
So therefore, it's just a symptom of the insanity, clearly. He's staying behind in a straitjacket, using his nose to peck pornography off the internet and put it into his phones. I'm all for it. The more crazy behaviour. I remember Bob Franklin, a good friend of ours, once did a sketch, and it was a bloke going past Crazy John's and walking inside, and there's just nobody behind the counter, and he's looking around, and then he hears some whimpering and looks over behind the counter, and it's just a man curled up on the floor in a ball, sobbing to himself.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest style.
That's what you want when you go to Crazy
It should be
John's.
more like why don't antique dealers
Crazy.
or like jewelry like Crazy Tiffany's?
Why not?
Why don't they do that?
Why can't the bank be insane? Get this on Triple M, where yesterday we learnt that
People want ducks.
Now,
that was Silo, one of our callers, claiming people want ducks. He delivers them.
Silo, the duck delivery man, and he said it very, sort of nonchalantly.
Yes.
Which makes me think that he's some kind of poultry-based Father Christmas. Just shows up to your house, ducks in tow.
It's very hard to argue with, though.
Yeah.
When someone says people want ducks, how can you disagree with
Yeah,
that?
well, okay, Silo, I'm willing to go with that.
And we were so intimidated, we went, we better not say anything. This is obviously something everyone knows.
Yeah, what if he came around and threw ducks at us?
We're obviously just out of the loop here.
Silo's here again. Is he? It's ducks, isn't it? Pretend we're not home. But all the quacking inside from the other ducks he's brought. They know that we're in here. Bang, bang. Got your ducks. We don't want any more ducks, Silo. We can't move for ducks. The quacking's keeping me up all night. The pond is full, my friend.
Once Silo and his mates get on the phone, it turns into
one bizarre brew.
How come? Coming to Silo's house, holding a loaf of bread. It's a flurry of activity.
Looking here, and it says that Ed Cavalier has a brand new segment. Now, he often says he has a brand new segment.
And the core reason the Australian don't believe him is they've heard him say these things time and time and time again. And guess what? Time's up.
So what have you got
Okay,
here?
listen, if Mr. Rudd wants to be hairy-chested about whether or not, it's his favourite thing.
Yeah.
Hairy-chested?
He likes a lot of cute talk, too.
What?
They're getting cute. A lot of cute talk.
Really?
About
You don't know how it's getting cute.
But is he
Little
right?
bonnet with a lollipop as he announces things.
That's a good look. If John Howard wants to get a bonnet on with a lollipop and just get into a little pram, like the baby in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Brilliant.
Maybe with a cigar.
That's good.
We'll have him on the show.
Yep.
Because we're having no politicians on this
Unless
show.
they're in bonnets. Okay, new segment called...
When restaurants go mad.
Restaurants?
Yeah. Michael Deek has emailed in and said that he used to live in a suburb in Victoria, and on the Western Highway there was a mixture of Chinese-Italian food called Chinatalia.
Really?
Yeah. He said it was baffling.
Because we've talked about this a bit when, various nations combine
Yeah,
in
yeah.
one restaurant.
So I wouldn't think those two sweet and sour sort of linguine.
Oh, no, there's the Chinese-Italian crossover with the risotto.
Oh, look at this. Look what he's done with the gongji.
The rice and also the spaghetti and the noodles. Apparently, there's was it Marco Polo or
Nikki?
Columbus?
Nikki, you're our Marco Polo expert. Then listen to this one. You think that's crazy?
That is crazy.
Well, that's pretty... Oh, not really. Thanks, Rich, giving us somewhere to go. Have a listen to this. If this isn't crazy. And in another restaurant, there was a mixture of Maltese, Italian, and a Thai restaurant.
When restaurants go mad.
Did I open up a can of Indian Muncher when I said that that there was a Chinese-Italian crossover? Did I
What
really?
did you just say? Think about what you just said.
What's it called? The
You're thinking of the Indian Snatcher.
Indian Snatcher.
Which is, of course, a brand of Heinz mean beans.
Richard Marsland's Indian Muncher. Well.
Get this, it's blown out to 2 hours, 11 to 1 weekdays on the Triple M network.